when they were teaching the high schoolers, they tend to be like they're the most in tune with the kids. This is Yoshiki from what I remember, yeah. Hishinuma Yoshiki, a 70-year-old student in Kisaragi High School class 2-9. Yeah, so it's a pretty big school. He's our 11th grade. Yeah, everyone's in the 11th grade, 16 or second a second year high school student is what you would call it in Japanese. If so, you will not hear the word 11th grade. It will be called second year. Often Riscarna is sarcastic and cynical, but as far as he's concerned, he's just being honest. Although generally not one to participate in events, his fondness for Satoshi and Ayumi means he'll make an exception now and again if either is involved. Yeah, so those are his two buddies. With intense drama at home, Yoshiki currently works part-time after school to afford rent on a small apartment where he lives alone. So that's kind of sad for him to have to feel. So he has a terrible family situation. If I remember, this is Ayumi herself. Yes. Yoshi's buddy. Shinozaki Ayumi, the 17-year-old appointed representative of Kisaragi High School 2-9, often subjects her classmates to gross stories and revels in hearing them scream. Yeah, I remember she's the class rep that's very very a bit sadistic. Yeah, she's on the older side, 17. Yeah, that's a pretty. She's not one of the older kids in the second year. She's already 17 by this point. Well, actually, this given when the class, like I guess it would make sense. She would be. She should be nearing the age where she will, because she will eventually be in class 3 soon, or a third year. It's generally believed that she carries candles and other horror goods with her at all times, just in case an opportunity presents itself to use them. I know she loves Iko. In truth, however, Ayumi wears this reputation as a mask to hide her own fear of the unknown, which rivals even Satoshi's in its intensity. Yeah. She can dish it out, but she can't take it. When faced with any truly scary situation, her knees give out and panic sets in. Only her personal pride can break her out of this fear-induced state. Yeah, remember if you remember from the beginning, Satoshi's kind of a scary cat. So Ayumi uses that fact too, but I'll show you who Satoshi is. He's gonna be the last one I'll show you. This is Mayu, who's going to transfer soon. Suzumoto Mayu, a 16-year-old student in Kisaragi High Class 2-9. So yeah, this is the 2-9 that is Yui Sensei TAs for. Somehow looks much tinier than she actually is, but possesses a big heart and a bright personality. Yeah, that's the impression I got of her too. Accepts anyone and everyone with open arms, never playing favorites, which has earned her nearly universal regard amongst her fellow students. Yeah, the big-hearted people usually are usually very well liked. Makes sense. Unfortunately, due to familial circumstances, this was Mayu's last day at Kisaragi High. She'll be moving shortly and transferring to a new school. Yeah. So they were actually doing this thing for Mayu and to send her off well, but unfortunately the school decided had other plans. This is Morishige. Yeah, everyone doesn't. We only knew him as Morishige anyway, because like no one else was calling him by his first name. A 16-year-old student in Kisaragi High class 2-9. He's been in theater club with Mayu since middle school and developed a real closeness with her. He finds socializing with anyone else to be more trouble than it's worth. However, so he typically regards his other classmates with indifference. Yeah, not the. I think he's like maybe probably a little bit more of an introvert, because that's generally the traits of being introverted, is that you find socializing difficult. takes great pride in his family heritage, and reacts violently if anyone makes fun of his name. The only exception is the nickname Mayu's given him, Shig. Shig. I have to hear what the nickname is again, but yeah. So here we are is Satoshi's little sister, Yuka. Moshida Yuka. Yep, Satoshi's 14-year-old sister. Though she's an 8th grader at Kisaragi Academy Junior High School, she looks and acts much, much younger. Her sprite is not doing her any favors. In her actual portrait, she looks more like like a 14-year-old. Youthful looking though. In the Mochida household, Yuka's always been the princess, essentially generally getting her way and thus never really shedding her childlike behavior. Oh, yeah, that's the power of being the younger sibling, right? That happens a lot too, where the younger sibling gets spoiled because she's the little sister, so you have to accommodate her. But probably this is the so sometimes what happens is that this kind of thing happens where the younger sister feels like she can act like a child and get away with it. Despite this, she yearns to grow up, often attempting to act older or braver than she is, which sometimes gets her into trouble. Yeah. Well, this will be a real test of her merit. We're going to go with the two girls that we are currently, whose situation we have just seen. Seiko here. Seiko is a 16-year-old student in Kisaragi High Class 2-9, lives very close to Naomi, and generally accompanies her to and from school each day, which is why they're on first name basis, as you heard. Yeah, if you're on first name basis, that means you're very close. So, given that they're not only are they both around the same age, they're close enough. I'm the youngest too. I abhor being treated like a child. Yeah, I mean that's child though. Yeah, that also could happen too, where they're like, "Oh, you're the younger sibling. You don't know." Like, let the older people deal with it. That is not true. I've heard that as well. I am not the youngest, so can't fully relate. But I have seen things, or met people. A free spirit, she often says or does things that take others by surprise, though she's also easily forgiven due to her good nature and amiability. Yeah, she's not a malevolent type of person, but she will do. Sometimes she's a little out there. Her mother disappeared 3 years ago, leaving her with 3 younger siblings and a working father. As such, she basically serves as head of the household. Right, she had to mature earlier in life. Yeah, because like you have to help. She had to help out more with her family, so her family is quite interesting compared to like Yoshiki's, who basically has no familial ties. She's really involved with her own family. Seiko seems to regard Naomi as a kindred spirit, and the two of them frequently have long conversations about their many dreams for the future. Makes sense. That's why you're really close. Their first name base is really close, so. Now we're at Naomi. I think she likes Satoshi, or she seems. Yeah, I think she has a bit of a fondness for Satoshi, for what I remember in the beginning. A 16-year-old student in Kisaragi High Class 2-9 and a classmate of Satoshi's since junior high. Yeah, frequently greets Satoshi with, "Oh, not you again." Having lost her father a few years back, Naomi and her mother now depend on one another for moral support. I see why. She and Seiko kind of relate. They both lost a parent. I know how that feels too. So, but I mean, I didn't have to experience it until much later. So, it really sucked. I'm sure it's worse when you're you're a younger kid. Still, she remains optimistic and cheerful. Her home life has given her an interest in nursing, which she's intent on pursuing. She spends her time studying, aiming for acceptance to medical school. Nice. Interesting. I'm glad she has a heart to help people. And finally, Satoshi himself. Moshida Satoshi. a 17-year-old student in Kisage Academy, senior high, they wrote it. Class 2-9. There was no need to write that, but it's all good. Fairly average, but popular. Known for being both kind and cowardly in equal measure. He's one of those guys. Basically, he's a goober. He is very easily scared, though. Despite his timidness, he's very personable and open, which complements his general sensitivity toward others to make him a natural leader. Interesting. Yeah, he's the ultimate advocate. The one person ever to challenge that leadership is Naomi, who is, consequently, the only person to whom Satoshi regularly defers judgment. Oh, right. Yeah, that means he trusts Naomi a lot. So no, we're not gonna exit. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. My sound is just desyncing a lot. Let me just check something. Okay. Yeah, this desyncing is really annoying. So sorry about this. I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know if it's a driver issue. It could be a driver issue. So, well, guys, it is getting a little late. So it might also, since I start so late, unfortunately, that also means I can't go all the way through. But let's go ahead, and I think we've gone through all the introductions of the people here. So probably all I'll do is do a full, maybe a longer stream on Wednesday, so we can get acquainted. My worry is that if we run through here, we're gonna go run into a longer side quiz. Yeah, hopefully I can sort out. Yeah, the audio desync. It's really bothersome, so I'm probably gonna need to look into it. If not, I have to use Windows to stream. But like Windows OBS on Windows, it tends to be a little bit has a few more features than Linux does, so that is unfortunately the reality. I use Linux for pretty much most days the day to day. But anyway, yeah, it is officially time to stop for today. I think we can go ahead and continue on from now that we have acquainted ourselves with everyone. I hope you guys did enjoy today's really short stream. I will review Pokemon XY when we come out of here, but we do have a Discord where we can discuss this game and other games of interest, or you can follow us on Facebook or X or Blue Sky down below. We do have archives of previous streams on that YouTube page. This will be archived as well, so you'll see present and past together. I know it will look a little weird because like we'll have like right now it's uploading Sword Fairy 2, which is from a long time ago. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy that, and then we will see you on Wednesday for more Corpse Party action as we try to see if we can get out of our current situation. Alright guys, so I guess as always, 晚安, which means good night, and 下次再见 means see you next time, and 谢谢收看 means thank you for watching. 求神祝福们, may God bless you, 愿你一天有福, may your day be full of blessing. Hope you guys had a good one, and I'll see you later. I'll try to fix the audio syncing, and if not, then we'll get back. I'll get back to you, or we'll do it in Windows if we have to. All right, guys, take care and bye now.